Hey Daniel, what would you say if you had to pick the 2002 Tobey Maguire version of Peter Parker's favorite beer?
Um, it's a tough one. I'm probably going, and maybe I'm biased because I've had 7 of them tonight, but I'm going Coors Banquet, dude. I think he seems like a
Interesting.
classy guy, but also,
I
but also he's still a little trashy white boy, you know. I'm saying Banquet, dude. I'm saying Penis Parker loves a banquet.
I'm gonna say you have to be biased to go with a banquet. I'm gonna be honest. Normally, I
You
typically
might,
I
you might,
agree
I
with
might be.
your no. I like a banquet too. I don't think that's Peter Parker's go-to beer.
Well, you don't know him like I do.
I'm gonna say this version of Peter goes for some kind of, I don't know what kind. It's something you've never heard of, but some kind of IPA.
Mm.
And
Okay,
he's
yeah. See, I don't think this Peter wouldn't fucking know IPA. I
yeah,
don't.
but I think he's
I
real
don't think.
obnoxious
No,
about it. You know what I mean?
no, no. I'd say he like. Honestly, this Peter Parker, he probably brews his own beer. He
Okay,
brews his own
yeah.
like his own like pilsner though. Like
I could see that, but other than that, I do. I think he's messing with an IPA.
I don't see. I think maybe if not a banquet, like um. Oof.
It's hard. Like this is the most hard beer
It's
choice we've
tough.
done.
It's
Yeah.
tough. Yeah.
Cuz it's not like he's not as trashy as a natty, but he's poor, right?
No, he's no natty. See,
Well,
that's why I
hold
think
on.
banquet because
Is
banquet's not
2002
super expensive, but it's bang
2002
for its
Peter
buck. You know,
Parker
it's not IP.
factoring in the year? He's a Bud Light man.
Okay. Ooh,
This was the era
yeah,
of Bud
yeah.
Light, dude.
Honestly, yeah. Well, pre Spider Bite Parker, he's Bud Light. Post Bite, he's bulking up. He's just straight Budweiser. You know,
Hmm.
straight
Interesting.
classic Bud. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know that he needed to. I feel like he needed to bulk up more pre Spider Bite, but
Well, he needed to, but he wasn't,
some
clearly,
people just like the taste of a light beer. You know?
I guess.
Yeah,
They're
I
fucking
mean,
freaks.
some people are just light beer guys, you know?
Jesus, Parker, you are a freak.
We watched Spider Man 2002, maybe the greatest movie of all time.
Yeah, I didn't even. It's weird. I was super confused because I didn't even see the first 2001
Yeah, I mean,
version.
I didn't even see them go on that space odyssey, but I did see 9/11.
Right. Yeah, I was there, dude. It sucked. I had
Never
to.
forget.
I had to walk through. I had to, dude. Never forget, man. Don't laugh at 9/11, dude. I was there. I had to. I had to walk through the blood and the bones. I was looking for my older brother. I mean, it turns out he was in northern Canada at the time, but still, it's fucked up.
And we'll get to the 9/11
So
of it all.
Spider-Man
We'll get there.
2002, never
Um,
forget
Before we get
9/11.
to the 9/11 of it all, go ahead and send this to someone you
Right.
know who grew up watching this movie.
Go ahead and send this to someone you know who remembers 9/11.
Go ahead and send this to someone you know who groomed several of their students.
Go ahead and send this to someone who does what they need to do with her, then brooms her fast.
Go ahead and send this to someone you know who goons to his neighbor through the window.
Go ahead and real quick, just while we're here, send this to someone who last Thanksgiving, whether you enjoyed Thanksgiving festivities with them or not, they brought a fruitcake.
Go ahead and send this to someone you know who last Thanksgiving, whether you enjoyed Thanksgiving festivities or not, brought some cranberries.
Right.
Canned.
And or beat an old lady with a stick for
Right.
them.
Right.
Go ahead and send this to someone who has seen the largest electron microscope on the eastern seaboard.
Go ahead and send this to someone you know whose father lived by a philosophy, a principle, really, that their father believed that if you could do good things for other people, then you had a moral obligation to do those things. That's what's at stake here. Not choice, responsibility.
Right, right. Go ahead and send this to someone whose father will fire your father.
Go ahead and send this to someone who you're pretty sure is a cuck. You don't have to be 100%, but you're just pretty sure they're being cucked by Spider-Man. Or anyone, for that matter.
Right. Or anyone, really, yeah. Go ahead and send this to someone who
You got it.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man was here. That's next week.
Go
No,
ahead and
the
send
next
this to
week?
someone who heard Spider-Man was here. Yeah, I think that's next
I think
week.
that's 3, though.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. We're doing all 3 of them.
I think that was the second. I think that was the second
It
one.
may have
but
been.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
We watched
Go ahead and send this to
Spider-Man
someone who's
2002, a
Jewish.
movie that I am somewhat consistently convinced is not as good as Spider-Man 2 until I watch it when I'm convinced it's the greatest movie of all time. And then I'll follow it up with Spider-Man
Yeah.
2, which actually might be the greatest movie of all time. And
It's
I'm
entirely
unconvinced
possible.
of my
Yeah.
convincing. But man, is this
That's a
movie,
sentence.
especially coming off last week where we watched Die Another Day. That was the previous sweep.
The greatest movie of all time.
Which
truly.
is like, it's Pierce Brosnan as Bond, so it's fun. But man, is this movie is a perfect storm for me. And part of it's because I grew up watching it.
This movie is certainly better than Die Another Day.
Well, I'm just kind of talking about James Bond in general.
That's the highest praise this movie
of any movie ever.
It's better.
Yeah, man.
It's better than Die Another Day.
I love James Bond. I love all of that. I love Pierce Brosnan. All of the James Bond movies we watched. But this movie is such a perfect storm for me. It came out in one of my favorite eras for movies, the late 90s, early 2000s.
I mean, and we've said this a lot. This era of film, and I say that literally because film,
Right.
camera, but
Film
it was
grain.
one of
We'll get there.
one of the
Texture.
best visually. Well, we'll get to the texture, but it was one of the best visually looking eras of movies. Like this was where movie visuals hit their peak, sort of. Like, yeah,
I agree.
There's some cooler stuff with CGI, and it can look cooler. It can look a little bit, but it's just like grain for grain, and I mean that literally. This era was
there's
peak,
something about the mix of CGI and practical effects and figuring it out, and also
we'll get
to
the
make
CGI
it
of this because it wasn't great. Some of the CGI was bad. Some of it was real good.
But there's something about having to
worst.
make it work that's just cool,
right?
And looks good, and like we talked about, there's the texture. You're right though. Like I think
we'll talk about the texture.
Early to mid 2000s is where movies kind of visually peaked. I don't know that it's the peak of storytelling, but visually, I think that was kind of, we've really figured out color. We've really figured out like special effects, practical effects, digital effects, before digital effects just completely took over. So it's got that going for it. Pacing wise, it's from an era of movies that I really like the pacing of. It's a comic book movie, so I really like it. It's Spider-Man, so it's awesome. It's Sam Raimi, so it's made by a director that I really like. Like this movie, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, but especially this one and the next one, are such a perfect storm of my favorite things about movies. An auteur director.
Right. These are a few of my favorite things.
Right. A really good filmmaker making a movie the way he wants to. a comic book character who's a superhero doing his superhero thing, the early 2000s, cool suit design and costume design for the characters,
Yeah.
like all across the board. This movie is just, and it's probably the other way around because I've watched this movie once a year, if not more, since I was 2 years
At
old.
least, yeah.
Um, like this movie is the perfect movie for me. And man, did I have and so I'll also go ahead and say this here. We didn't just watch Spider-Man, we watched the 35 millimeter open matte of Spider-Man, which is a newer thing that's kind of popping
True.
around. I'd recommend find it, watch it. Um and it kind of did, while the same movie, it kind of framed it in a new way, which was
It
fun.
added, yeah, it added a little charm, a little extra. It felt much more like a glimpse into the era, more so
Yeah, that's a good way to put
than
it.
the normal version feels like. Like it feels very of the era, very like it's, it's a little time capsule of 2002. That post 9/11 filmmaking. They don't
Well,
make them like that
and not
anymore.
only that, but it
Never forget,
also,
dude.
never
Never
forget. We
fucking
will get
forget.
there. Don't worry.
We will forget. Don't worry.
It also, like, I don't know, this is a movie I've seen so many times that watching it,
Yeah.
this is, we talked about this while we were watching it. This is my most clocked movie. I've seen this more than any other movie on earth.
Hmm.
And it did it, like, it framed it differently. Like, it didn't, it felt a little different. You're seeing things you haven't necessarily seen
I
before
mean, you
that kind
feel, yeah,
of,
you feel a little more immersed, even if sometimes that immersion means breaking the immersion because you
sure.
see a boom mic drop in.
But that stuff fades kind of
But
quick.
even
Like,
then, yeah, it's very like it's a one off. Like it's, oh, I saw that, and then you're
we
instantly
mentioned
you're
it
sucked back
once,
off.
like during while we were
Right?
watching it.
Yeah. And that's like yeah, there were like at least 10 times that it
Oh,
happened, but we
yeah,
don't
at the very
if not,
least.
if not more, yeah.
But it did, like, you kind of, when it's a movie that you're this familiar with, watching it in a different way,
Hmm.
it gives you a little more, you pay a little more attention. You kind of, it's not quite like watching it for the first time, but it's kind of like that. So
But
that was
it
a whole lot
is,
of
yeah, because
fun.
it's at least like watching like what, like 2/5 of it for the first time.
Right. Sure, yeah. When there's a lot more, like,
Like
the color grading was a little different. There was a lot more film
right,
grain,
yeah.
of course. Some artifacting on the film that was there. But yeah, if you've watched Spider-Man as much as I have, which is at the very least 27
A
times,
billion times,
right?
yeah.
But some of that is incorrect. When I was a kid, and I'll share this, and then we'll get into the plot, I guess. But when I was a kid, I had a
For sure.
VHS copy of this movie,
VHS.
and my parents would give me the VHS of Spider-Man when they wanted me to leave them alone. And I would
Right,
go and
right.
I would watch it, and then I'd rewind it, and then I'd press play and I'd watch it again. And I did this for a very
Sure.
long time, years,
I
until,
did this for hours, for days on
no,
end.
literally hours on end. The movie would end, I would rewind it, and I would watch it again. There was one time, I don't know what was going on, I don't remember the context, but I watched it so many
Hmm.
times in a row that the VHS of Spider-Man melted inside of my VCR, ruining both my
Wow.
VHS copy of Spider-Man and my VCR in the process.
Incredible.
And then I bought a DVD
That's that. That's
copy.
that's dedication right
But that's what
there.
I'm saying. When I say this is my most
They don't
clocked
make that
movie,
grind like that.
like,
Yeah.
these days I watch it about once or twice a year. I've seen it once already
Sure.
this year. It's February. This is twice. I'll probably
Right.
watch it again at Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you gotta,
I
dude.
love
Every
this movie.
Thanksgiving.
And I love Spider-Man 2. I think Spider-Man 2 is a better movie, but this is just the one that I always come back to.
Because it's just, yeah, it's so, I don't wanna say quaint, because that kind of undersells it.
But it
But it
is.
is,
No,
it
I
is
agree.
like
Quaint's
it
not
is, it is
bad.
it's very quaint, but despite that, it's still, it's more than that. It's more than just like a quaint little, like, superhero Spider-Man. Like, it's,
It's also like it is the superhero origin story perfected.
it's the origin of the superhero origin,
Was sure.
in film at
I
least.
think the only one I can think that may hold a candle to this in terms of superhero origin movies is maybe Captain America: The First Avenger.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, first Avenger.
That's a
Because that
good one.
and that a lot of that. To be fair, like I love that movie. A lot of that comes from it being like a cool,
Like a period
period
piece,
piece
yeah.
kind of like.
Well, I also think
Yeah,
that movie, kind of the whole movie, is an origin story. Whereas this one, the
right,
first
sure,
third is an origin story. So you got that. But I'm trying to think, like, Iron
right.
Man's not even close as much as I love Iron Man.
No, I mean it's good, but it's
You
who
got
cares?
like
Oh, I
Man of
built in a
Steel's an
cave with
origin
scraps.
story,
Jeff
but that
Bridges,
movie is
whatever.
no fun at all.
It's fucking dog water.
Um, Batman Begins. I haven't seen it in a
It's
long
all right.
time.
It's all
It's
right.
great. It's a great movie.
That'd be
Maybe
a good.
better, like
That'd be
technically
a
than this
good.
one, but it's just
Oh,
nothing is
sure. That'd
like.
be a good. That'd be a good sweep. A
Yeah,
Nolan
that's on
Batman
my
sweep.
list.
That'd be
Yeah.
fun. But
Um,
yeah, that one's. It's all right.
this
It's a
movie,
fine origin story, but a better Batman story. Whereas
sure,
this is a great
both.
Spider-Man story and a great origin story.
And there are a lot of people who don't love this movie, and these three, the Tobey
Well, they're
Maguire, the
stupid.
Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, and it's for the purpose of they don't think these are great Spider-Man movies, and that's fine. I get that.
Yeah. Well,
If you're really into
the thing
Spider-Man,
here's the thing, and this might piss off some of our,
yo, I'm
we don't
made of
have a lot of
rocks.
loyal we don't have a lot of loyal fans, but the few of our loyal fans are probably nerds, and this might piss them off, but Spider-Man nerds are the worst of the worst nerds. All
Well,
nerds
that's not
are
true, but I
no,
agree.
you're right. For hyperbolic purposes,
Right.
I'm going to stick by that statement. All nerds are obnoxious, and I love nerds. I'm a nerd. We're
Star
all nerds
Wars
here.
nerds
This
are a
Star
little
Wars nerds
worse.
of comic book nerds. I'll say of superhero nerds. Spider-Man nerds, I feel like are the worst. Like,
Wolverine nerds. There's
does that
just
even
less of them.
exist?
I know at least one.
Yeah, right. But I digress. No, the thing with Spider-Man nerds, it's like, yeah, Spider-Man, his whole thing is he's like, oh, he's like a silly little guy, and he's like funny, but he's freaking annoying, dude.
That's true. Well, I
He's
think a
kind of
lot of people
obnoxious,
have a
and
problem
a
with
lot of
Peter
it is
Parker in these
that
movies. Um
see, I feel like people's problem is less with Peter Parker and more
I
with
think it's both.
Spider-Man,
I
that
think
he's
the
not a
more
silly
recent thing, I
guy.
think the more
I mean,
recent
that's why
back in the day it was
maybe I
always
don't
like
know.
he's the best Peter Parker, but now it's moved more towards like
Mm. See,
he's
I'm not hip with the current nerd
I did a little
hyperbole,
I
but
watched a couple retrospectives before we did this podcast just to see what kind of the current climate over these movies was.
sure. The current fucking dork climate.
Right. Oh, I was bored. I was working actually. It was background noise while I was working. But kind
Right,
of the
right.
current climate is Peter Parker is not as big of a dork in the comics as he is in these. Like he's a dork, but he's not as big. And I think a lot of that happened in like the 80s, 90s, Ultimate era, whatever.
Right, right.
None of that
I think
matters.
Ultimate Era was like 2000s, but
Yeah, it was right around the time of this or right after.
yeah,
None of that matters though is my point. Because this is not a
sure.
comic book, it's a movie. Yes, it's based on a comic book. I
Right?
understand that. I'm a big proponent of an adaptation, if it's good, doesn't have to match the source material. That's an unpopular opinion to say. but it
surprised.
doesn't need
I mean,
to.
already out the gate, they were making it pretty clear that this is a pretty loose adaptation. I mean, like they went with the freaky Sam Raimi thing of making the webs come out of his wrist. That ain't
Which
in no comic book I've
I
ever
like,
read.
and it's
It's
because I grew up
awesome.
with
I
this
love
movie.
it.
I
It's
understand.
so
I
cool.
understand. It makes so much more sense. You remember
I
what
mean,
I
that
said
was
while
my
we were
that was
watching? Like, why would he call himself Spider-Man? Well, in this movie, it
I
makes
mean, yeah,
sense.
I don't agree with that, but I do agree that this is it adds an extra layer to that, you
If you can
know.
spin webs, yes, of course you're Spider-Man. If you can just crawl on walls and you're super strong, you could be anything. You could be
Yeah,
ultra fella. You know what I mean?
sure. Yes, you could be anything, but why would you call yourself anything other than what gave you your powers? You know,
I
if
don't
you're
know,
going for
man.
like I mean, yeah, sure. There's plenty of
Superman's
reasons.
not alien, man.
Any No, but he's super. That's his whole thing. Is that he is a super
Right,
version of
but
a
I would
human.
argue that Spider-Man's pretty super, given as he can crawl on
Batman doesn't.
walls.
You know, Batman doesn't have any fucking bat powers. He just
Sure,
dresses like a
yeah.
bat.
No, I understand, but and that was just the era, right? I understand that. I'm just saying,
Right.
in a
Well,
modern
I think
perspective, especially
yeah, no,
like,
this adds an extra layer. It's something that
also it's
should have, and
cool.
maybe it's awesome, yeah, and maybe this has been. I don't know. Have there been
There
any
was a
like
time in the
ultimate
Ultimate
comic
Comics
versions where they do that?
where he had organic webbing. Apparently,
Yeah,
rumor
it's
has it in
cool.
the new Tom Holland movie he's going to get organic webbing. I think I
Really,
stand by Spider-Man in the main Marvel canon should have organic webbing because it's awesome.
I agree. I agree fully. It's awesome.
Now,
I
once
agree
again, are we
because it's
saying this
awesome.
because we grew up watching this
Not
movie?
because yes,
Right.
100%. But it's
So did
not
everyone
because
else. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's not because his powers don't make sense or his name doesn't make sense in regards to his
no, not
powers, you know?
exclusively. It's just an added layer.
Like he does big jumps, he swings,
Spiders aren't known for their
you
jumping,
know,
except for like one breed of them.
a couple of them, dude. I've had a bunch of spiders jump on me, man.
Okay, well that sounds like
Maybe
a
that's
you
just me.
problem.
Yeah, maybe that's my own cup of tea, but
Um, but no, like I don't know. They're like that's a good detail. The difference between like bringing in Mary Jane first, that's kind of an adaptation thing, and it all goes back to Sam Raimi's
sure.
big thing was like the era of Spider-Man comics he grew up in was when Spider-Man was in college and he was dating Mary Jane. So he made a movie based
Mhm.
on that stuff. Like that was his experience, so he made it. This is also one of the last huge comic book movies. The Dark Knight would probably be like the Dark Knight trilogy would probably be the last big comic book movie franchise that was just a director making movies based on a
Right.
comic book
That happened to
character
be there, yeah.
because he liked that character. This was
Mhm.
really like one of the last, and then you follow it up with The Dark
I
Knight
mean,
a year after Spider-Man
I'd
3.
say you could maybe say Man of Steel was that too.
Sure.
I don't know how much of a
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
Superman
No, you're
fan
right. You're
Snyder
right.
was, but that felt very much at least like
It was
his
the director
own. And
making a
I don't
movie. Yeah,
love
you're
that
right.
movie,
You're right.
but it was a director making a movie that happened to be a superhero movie. And I think Snyder's a pretty big Superman fan, just not he's
I'm
not a
more
fan of the important Superman
right.
stuff.
The stuff that is
He
good.
just likes the gay
You're
visual
right.
stuff
You're
of a
right. You're
big
right.
muscular
Yeah, yeah.
man. But I
We'll say
digress.
a minute. This is the best of those, though, in my opinion.
Absolutely, yeah.
As much as I love the Dark Knight trilogy, and as much as the Dark Knight is probably better than Spider-Man 1 or 2,
Oh yeah, I'd say it's it's band for band with Spider-Man 2 personally, but
yeah, but these are more
a
fun.
lot of that is nostalgia, yeah, and it's the fun aspect. It's that I will always prefer a fun movie to a dark gritty movie where Joker stabs someone in the eye with a pencil.
But
Like
that scene's awesome.
It's awesome.
Not
It's
the
super
point. We'll
cool,
get
but it's
there.
also
We'll get there when we
we'll
get there.
get there.
We'll do an abbreviated plot breakdown because we're halfway through the podcast already.
Um. So
So
the plot happens.
Peter Parker gets bit by a spider. That's
He's
the opening
Spider-Man.
of the movie. That they get to the point quick.
Who am I? Are you sure you want to know?
The story of my life is not for the faint of heart.
He
That one fat kid was eating a
he gets
donut
bit by
backwards.
the one fat kid pisses me off the way he eats the fucking donut. I hate him. I hope he fucking gets like I don't know, not something super bad happened to him, but like I don't know. I hope he grows hair in like some really strange places, like I don't know, but back behind his earlobes, like that'd be a fucked up thing. Like it's not detrimental, but it's like you grow hair behind your earlobes, like that's like you're a freak and you deserve that for the way you eat that donut.
I looked up a little information about that actor only to find out he died in 2012.
Oh,
I don't know
Christ.
how.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Rest in peace, donut man.
No, I made that up entirely. I have no idea. It was just a complete lie.
Good, man. You got me.
Yeah, I thought it.
I hope he fucking dies. What? I hope he dies from
Peter Parker
hair.
gets bitten by a spider next to the largest electron microscope on the eastern seaboard.
Right. Did you know that spiders can change their color? It's a defense mechanism.
Why are we breaking down the plot? You've seen this movie.
Everyone's seen this movie, but also this is.
If you haven't, what are you doing?
It's just a way to work our way through this. This is when we get the setup that Peter says it as a joke. He's like, "Oh, I really like Mary Jane." Harry says, "You should go talk to her," and he goes, "Huh, you go talk to her." And this is the start of the little love triangle there.
Well, it's not
which
just
goes
a love
on
triangle.
For the next
it's more that
movies.
Because it does
It's
go
a love
on.
quad. It's a love quad angle.
Well, yeah, they'll keep bringing
Peter and Spider
keep bringing points into this rhombus.
Well, I'm more meant in this one if you count Peter and Spider-Man
right?
as two.
Sure,
like
yeah.
Peter's in love with MJ. MJ's in love with Spider-Man while she's dating.
What's the Chance
Harry,
the Rapper bar about a rhombus?
I don't know because I'm not white.
It's something like Dance All on the Square. That's a rhombus or something. I don't remember what it is.
It's not. A square isn't a rhombus.
Well, yeah, but for the bar, well, I mean, a rhombus has four sides. I think. I don't know. It doesn't matter. They keep bringing points into the shape. They keep bringing points into the shape. That's but with the Peter Harry thing, it's more like, Peter as Spider-Man is gonna get to kind of be bold in the way he can't be as Spider-Man, which is why people like the quips.
Right.
But in this movie, they do that.
The point of Spider-Man is that he's, the idealized cool version of this dorky nerd
this
loser.
Goober,
Yeah.
this gooner.
The classic gooner comic incel fan.
But in this movie, they don't just do it with quips, but Harry kind of gets to live this out in a way that fails. Whereas Spider-Man gets to be the idealized version of Peter in real life. I don't know that Harry is like in the comics because I don't read a ton of Spider-Man comics. I don't know that he's kind of in this movie, it's weird because he's a nerd or like he's clowned in school.
He's a dork.
He's a dork.
He's not a nerd though.
But he's not a dork because he's a dork. He's a dork because he's a rich guy's son. Like he's being clowned in school.
That's the roughest thing to be, is to be a dork and not a nerd. Like if you're a nerd, at least you're smart. If you're just a dork though, like you're just fucking loser,
And you can kind of presume that's how him and Peter grew their friendship, is because they're both just kind of outcast. Right. But he does.
Right. Well, my dad will fire your father.
My father, his father's gonna fire your father. So he goes for MJ. He's gonna wind up dating MJ a little later in the movie.
Right.
Peter Parker gets bit by a spider in the spider research facility in which they're at, which I'm surprised he was the only student who got bit.
He gets bit by the Spider-Man colored spider.
Yeah, which it pays off.
We
So,
see it pays off. He remembers that, and
um,
that's where he gets his colors from.
he goes home, he goes to bed. We meet Uncle Ben and Aunt May, the greatest cast. Uncle Ben and Aunt May.
Right? Yeah.
They've been cast, at least Uncle Ben and Aunt May have been cast twice. Aunt May's been cast 3 times. Never have they topped what's his
Thrice.
name and Rosemary. What did I say?
Right. You said 3 times.
Mm.
I said thrice because it sounds cooler.
Yeah, you're right. Never
But
have
yeah,
they.
Rosemary Harris and whatever this guy's name is are to peak.
Ben, Uncle Ben, that's his
They're the
name. He
best.
just from
They're
here on out,
no
he is Uncle
they're
Ben.
no they're no Martin Sheen and fucking
Right.
Sally Fields.
Sally Fields or Melissa Tomei.
They suck.
Melissa Tomei, who I
Tomei
actually
was
like as
fine.
Aunt May a lot.
I did. Sally Field and Martin Sheen were fine, but they were also nothing. Kind of like they were just
They didn't matter in those movies.
Your father used to tell me this when you can do the things that I can do.
Your father had
a
had a philosophy, a principle, really. You have a moral obligation to do those things. He believed that if you could do good things for other people, then you had a moral obligation to do those things. That's what's at stake here. Not choice, responsibility. So dumb. Anyway, so Peter gets bit by the spider. He goes to sleep. He wakes up. He's got a big change in his pants.
Change? Yep. Big change. So yeah, he's joint now. He's joint. He's got a big wiener. He doesn't need his glasses, but he doesn't still creeps on Mary Jane. He still creeps on Mary Jane.
This is where we need to get to the gooning. This is why we break down the plot.
We don't need to.
We need to get to the gooning.
Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson
live next door to each other, which is already a little weird. I don't know if that's a comic thing.
It's silly. I don't think it is.
Not only is it silly, it's real silly.
I mean, it's a very Sam Raimi, like just the most blatant, like, oh, what if his girl was literally the girl next door? Well, do you get it? Like the trope? I'm Sam Raimi. I'm a hack. I love Sam Raimi. He's a very good director.
But it's not just like it's not just that. Because it's not a plot convenience at all. It was completely unnecessary.
I mean, a little less so in this one. Like,
it matters
there's
for
only
one
like
scene,
one
and it
interaction
could have happened at the school.
But more, sure. I feel like more so in the second one. It's, there's a little like it's like when he's visiting Aunt May in the second one. That's like when they reconvene. But we'll get there.
In this movie, it doesn't matter, which is the movie we're talking about.
Are we talking about a movie?
Right. But not only do they live next door to each other, they share bedrooms that look across the alley.
Right. The perfectly lined up bedroom window.
Perfectly. Now, I get the houses are built. They're on the same floor plan.
Sure.
Like they're the same house next to each other. But he can see straight through her window, and she has no blinds whatsoever.
Robert.
She has absolutely no blinds at
You're
all.
on the podcast, Robert.
Oh, he's gone. She has no blinds whatsoever to shield her.
She had blinds. They were just.
Well, she had sheer curtains you could see through.
They were very thin. They were very thin curtains, and even the curtains were like they were pulled aside, like you could.
So here's where we speculated, probably rightly, knowing this character, that Peter Parker was gooning to her while she was asleep.
Wow. I said that. I don't. Whoa, we never said asleep. Hang on a second.
I think we at least once said she was asleep.
I was mostly joshing when I said this.
Yeah, but
by joshing, I don't mean joking. I mean referencing our friend Joshua Clemens, who's a gooner.
While they're asleep.
But no, I mean, I think just in the fact that this is meant to be the, protagonist, whether a loser protagonist or not, I don't think that they'd make the protagonist a James Franco,
I mean, it's Sam Raimi, though.
What I mean? He's a freak. it's Sam Raimi, but it's not James Gunn.
True. But what are
James
the,
Gunn, James Gunn, the ultimate gooner.
what do they say? What do the Snyder guys say about James Franco? They call him like pedophile gun or something. Like it's just like stupid.
Yeah, because he made those jokes and Disney fired him.
Right.
No, I mean, I think that the thing is, the Snyder cult retards, they could be much more I've got plenty of criticism against James. Like, he is a pervert. Don't get me, like, I like his movies.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with being a pervert as long as you're not like a sex
right.
pest.
He's less of an obvious creep in his current movies, but like his old, like, he started out doing like trauma shit. Like,
Right.
he was, and the whole trauma thing was just, how can we take advantage of women?
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Like, and it's like the whole thing was just like, creeping on women, making these like, sexploitation films.
Speaking of James Franco.
Right, he's a sex pest.
He's a sex pest. James
That's a
Franco,
reference
of
to
course,
the-
famously slept with several women who were in his acting class for the purposes of, for them, the purposes of giving them better grades, for sleeping with
Right.
him. He's a sex
for
pest.
him, the purpose was an orgasm.
Sex. Yeah, the purpose was sex. But he's a creep, and he's a freak, and I don't like him.
He stinks, and I don't like him.
But man, is he good in this movie. Man, is James Franco a good actor.
He's awesome.
It's a shame he's a sex pest, man.
Such a handsome man.
Yeah, dude.
They should.
He's the whole
I was
package.
saying this to someone lately. It'd be really funny if, like, somehow, in whatever way, whether it's in whatever MCU glup shitto Secret Wars bullshit, or if they, if they finally make that Spider-Man 4, haha, that's gonna happen. If
Sam
instead
Raimi
of
talked about that. We'll get there.
he mentioned it offhandedly when some reporter asked him about it. Yeah, it's confirmed.
No.
But
Well, he
no,
said it's not going
if
to happen. Was what he said. But
oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
I thought it was like he said, yeah, I'd do it if they asked.
Well, he did.
And,
He
and
said,
people
I'd
were
do
like,
it if they.
oh, it's confirmed.
He said, I'd do it if they ask, but I think that's completely off the table or something.
Right. But either way,
But we'll
if
get
they
there.
ever were to do some sort of follow up,
Yeah.
and they wanted to do,
Which they did.
they wanted to bring, if they wanted to do an actual proper follow up that wasn't just a fucking amusement ride multiverse fucking bullshit glup shitto, and that's coming from someone who likes No Way Home,
Right.
But if they wanted to somehow, through whatever fucking comic book bullshit, bring back the James Franco sex pest version of Harry Osborn, I think it'd be really funny if they just cast Dave Franco as his character. Just
because they gave him
similar. They look very. If they literally just gave him like a wig, or did he just like dyed his hair and curled it a little bit?
Is there
and
a
it just
younger?
like,
Is there another Franco brother? I don't think so. Because I remember Dave Franco being before MCU
No, I mean,
Spider-Man.
he's
I remember Dave Franco being like a popular fan cast for Harry in the TASM movies back in the day.
I mean, it probably was, yeah, because he's like at least like 5 years younger than him, so it makes sense.
And they
there
they
is
look similar.
Apparently there's a Tom Franco.
Oh,
but he's
interesting.
Not. I don't think he's any sort of big actor.
I don't think he's any sort of relation to the Franco brothers.
No, I mean, I think he is. But yeah, he's their brother. But
that would be funny. You're right. It
he's
would
only
also
he's
just
only
be
2 years younger than James Franco.
James Franco.
Dave Franco is 40, but he looks good for 40.
From what I understand, James Franco has been in some foreign movies lately. He's kind of been making money because he has to survive.
We all know that if you get caught doing sex pest stuff in America, you can go overseas and make foreign films, and then even potentially years later, numerous celebrities such as Scarlett Johansson will sign a letter saying, you should be exonerated
You
of
know, and you can
having
also,
unconsensual sex with a 13-year-old
if
like
you're
Roman
a, if you're
Polanski.
a if you're
Scarlett
a
Johansson signed the Roman Polanski petition.
if you're a musician and child star who sent pictures of his wiener to underage girls, you can make music in Mexico for several years
Actually,
until
he did that before he was outed is the weird thing. And also with him, to be fair, he didn't know. He pled guilty. He's good now. He's redeemed himself. Justice
I
for
was gonna get to the point where he quote unquote redeemed himself. You can come out in a documentary about Disney Channel
right.
and say
And
that
it's
you were
and
going
it's also fine cuz he was raped as a kid, so it
right. It's
cancels
fine.
out.
Yeah, it cancels out.
It's like Corey
It's just like
Feldman,
James
you
Franco.
know?
James Franco raped as a kid.
Maybe. I don't think that's confirmed,
We can
but
hope.
it wouldn't surprise me.
So Spider-Man becomes Spider-Man. His Uncle Ben gets
How
shot.
is that all we're at? Yeah, Uncle Ben gets shot. He tells them with great responsibility comes great power.
He
Wait,
says,
wrong way.
Vader.
Bitter, I got fucking shot. I'm dying. I'm Joe Swanson.
Blick. I'm Joe Swanson with the blick.
Yeah, I mean, the important part of that is that Spider-Man doesn't get his money, so he lets the guy rob the guy running.
Oh, is that the important part?
Well, that's. I mean, yeah,
it's
it
important.
is. That's
it's all important. Every part of this movie is important. That's why.
That. I mean, I think that's one of the most important parts because it's.
I mean, yeah, he's responsible for his uncle's murder.
It's him choosing to. Well, yes, sort of, but
indirectly. But yeah, I mean, that's how he views it.
Right. It's because it's not just that he's responsible. It's that because he's responsible because he chose to be selfish and petty, and then and then he hunts. He throws the shiesty on, hunts down the
he throws
op
the
shiesty
that's completely CGI other than his eyes.
Right, it's awesome.
Which is cool. I'm not saying that as a critique. No, and then he hunts the guy down. He winds up murdering the guy. Spider-Man's a murderer in the opening of this movie.
Well, technically, he killed himself.
I mean,
Spider-Man didn't touch him.
He pushed him.
No, he didn't. He pushed him against the wall. Or he pushed him back.
Well, he slammed him through the same window twice somehow.
He slammed him through the same window twice. Then he scared him backwards, and he saw him. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. He stepped backwards. He tripped over a pipe and fell out the window. Spider-Man didn't kill anyone.
I didn't kill that guy. I told you that. That's a
right, and that's true. He didn't. It was Thomas Hayden Church from Tombstone.
That's true. Yeah. So Spider-Man killed a completely innocent man.
No, he scared a completely innocent man. Well, innocent meaning
he stole a car.
Carjacker and robber.
Right.
But he scared that
scheme of things.
Sure, but he scared that man into killing himself.
Sure.
Ergo, not a murderer.
Then he missed him a lot today after his graduation. He missed his Uncle Ben a lot today. And then he becomes Spider-Man. That's like half the movie, which normally...
That's it, yeah. We get
give me a
great
comic book movie that half the movie is the origin story, and I'm like, dude, come on. But it doesn't matter.
we get that great montage of him just doing Spider-Man stuff. He's doing Spider-Maning.
Cool montages.
Guy with 8 legs sounds hot.
Wears like a spider, smells like a bug. We should all just give him one big hug. Look out!
Look out!
There goes the Spider-Man.
He stinks, and I don't like him.
Guy with 8 legs, kind of hot.
Sounds hot. But yeah, then we
he's got these ropes that come out of his hands, and he climbs up the ropes that come out of his hands.
we get the establishment that Peter and Harry are living together in a little apartment. Yes. Norman's over. He's talking to Peter. He's saying, "Oh, you probably want a job," and he goes, "Yeah, I'm thinking of something in photography.
Yeah,
And
which
then
is a
we
crazy thing to say that your dad's your best friend's famous scientist dad, who's trying to offer you
right,
a
who's offering you a job, and he was like, "Yeah, I'd rather get paid only like $300 to take all these incredible pictures of these cinematic level photos of Spider-Man. I'd rather be a freelance photographer than a
yeah.
scientist
I'd
for a
rather be
multi-billion-dollar corporation that my best friend's dad runs, and I have an easy in with, and also I'm a scientist myself."
um. Then the
But yeah,
middle.
so he goes to Jameson. He tells him to fuck off, and I'll pay you. I'll give you some Christmas hams. Then Thanksgiving, we get the Thanksgiving scene,
Right.
I think.
Well, there's the fire scene at this point.
Norman, right? Yes. I'm not coming back, Chief.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, he gets sliced up.
He does. He gets
This
one
is, I
good cut
think,
on the arm.
yeah, this is the first Goblin Spider interaction, right?
No, well there was the
Oh no,
parade.
the parade was the first one. Yeah.
I know you're so mad at me.
That don't mean we have to mope around. My name is Macy Gray.
I
I
thought I was
never
gonna be
made it
famous.
big, but
Now
all I'm
nobody
known for
knows my name.
Spider-Man. Most F was on this song, and someone else that is now more famous than me, but I can't remember the name. I'm not Macy Gray anymore. I'm just me. I can't remember. There was someone else
But I
on
was
that
in
song that was more
Spider-Man, but not Spider-Man 2. And that movie is
true.
arguably better.
So yeah, Thanksgiving. Norman brought a fruitcake.
Peter brought some
He
cranberries,
insulted. Yeah. He had to beat an old lady with a stick for him.
which is a wild thing for
Then
Spider-Man to do.
right. But yeah,
But
this is
also,
the
I need
scene.
to
This
talk
is a
about the
very
cranberries
important
for a second. I
scene.
need to talk about the cranberries for a second because he comes in and he's like, "I had to beat an old lady with a stick to get the cranberries." Two
And
things. Number one,
it's just a can of
it's a
cranberry
can of cranberries.
sauce. Like
No, but several things here. There's layers to this. Number one, Peter Parker swings into the window upstairs in his Spider-Man costume, is hanging on the ceiling. The whole family walks up while he's hiding there. That's when the blood drop happens and Norman like turns
right.
around
Then
and he's outside the window.
as soon as he looks up, he's outside. Where'd his clothes come from?
Not only that, not just where did his clothes, because he went back in and changed his clothes. Where did the
guess.
cranberries
Real
come
quick.
from? Were they in his closet?
True.
Where were they? Where'd he get them? Also,
Had them cranberries up his fucking ass, dude.
he lives there. Peter Parker lives in that apartment. You're telling me he couldn't have
Right.
bought a can of cranberries that last indefinitely?
busy
It's
guy.
canned fruit.
He's Spider-Man, dude.
It lasts forever.
He's Spider-Man. He's a busy guy.
Buy 3 cans in August.
He's Spider-Man.
Buy
He wasn't
3
thinking that
cans
far
in
ahead.
August. Now you've got 3
Dude,
Thanksgivings covered.
You're telling me you get Spider-Man powers right before your high school graduation. Presumably, we don't know the timeline exactly, but you get Spider-Man powers, and your first thought is, "Oh, let me think, fucking months in the future.
No,
I'm gonna
I'm
buy
not-
some
no.
cranberry sauce."
But
No,
I'm
I'm gonna be
saying when
Spider-Man, and
Aunt
I'm
May
gonna be going
calls-
Shazam.
When Aunt May calls and says, "Hey, Peter, I love you. Your Uncle Bed's dead and I miss him. Can we do Thanksgiving at your house this year so it's less sad? In September, I'm going to buy cranberry sauce if I say I'm going to get cranberry sauce." He had to
that's
agree to
you.
get cranberries.
This is Spider-Man.
But
This is
he had to agree at some point to
He
get-
agreed to do it, but he probably went to do it. Then he saw some crime, got distracted, saw some other crime, got distracted, started thinking about Mary Jane's tits, and then fucking
We'll
swang
get there,
off and
first
went
of
to
all.
Goon. But we'll get there. We'll
I'm
get to the
just
gooning.
saying.
That's the point. That's the point of Spider-Man.
Dan,
He's
when
always
was the
getting
last
distracted.
time? When was the
You're
last
not
time?
Spider.
When was
You're
the
not
last time you
Spider-Man.
cooked a meal for Thanksgiving dinner?
Never in my life have I done that.
Okay. When you do it, you have to know.
Yeah,
You
but
must.
Spider-Man didn't cook this meal. He brought one. He agreed to bring one thing, and also he's fucking Spider-Man. Are you
But
Spider-Man?
where was it?
He's Spider-Man.
Where was it?
Tell me. I don't know. Up his ass. I have no clue. I'm not contesting that part. I'm just contesting the fact that he should have been. I mean, he should have been prepared, but it makes sense that he wasn't because he's Spider-Man.
No, I understand that it makes sense for
Do you?
Spider-Man
It
to
seems.
not be
It
prepared.
seems like you doesn't.
I doesn't, because it could have even been 2 days before this and there would have been cranberry sauce available. But he walks
Absolutely.
in like he doesn't live in this apartment and he says, "Man, I just beat up an old woman because
You have to
I am
also
a
you have to also remember this is a Sam Raimi movie.
Sure.
So he's going to go for the most obvious, funny, plot-inducing shtick.
It didn't induce any plot, but I do agree there. It is a funny
It did.
didn't induce any plot. This is where Norman Osborn
induced
says, "Do what you
being
do
a
what you need to
slacker.
do with her, and then broom
Do what
her
you need to
fast,"
do with her and broom her fast.
which is a bar.
They're all beautiful. Your mother was beautiful, too. Then she's clawing at your trust fund.
And that's essentially when Harry and MJ break up.
Pretty much.
I don't think we see them
it's not-
together again the rest of the movie. I think that's the end of their relationship.
Right.
But it is also, this is the part that's important for the plot.
No, it's not. It's not. They're at least implied to be at least on talking terms, because after that is
when
is
I mean, he brings the
MJ
flowers to
MJ
Aunt May.
Well, no, I was gonna say MJ is when MJ. No, was the parade scene was before that.
Yeah,
That's when
well
he was.
before,
He
yeah.
was taught. He was saying.
Harry brings.
What do you mean? What do you mean incredible?
Harry brings flowers to Aunt May while she's in the hospital. But
Right.
we'll get there.
She sees Peter and MJ holding hands.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
So in this scene, Norman realizes that Peter Parker is Spider-Man because of a small cut on his arm.
He realized that he got clipped by a bike messenger.
And so Norman, a Green Goblin, decides to attack Aunt May to get to Peter's heart.
Right.
Finish it.
First, we attack his heart. But yeah, this is how I memorized the Lord's Prayer.
Right. Facts. Dude.
Our Father
Yeah,
in heaven, hallowed be thy
true.
name. Your kingdom come, your
Right.
will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
As it
Give
is
us
in
this
heaven.
day our daily bread, and
Our daily
deliver
bread,
us
and deliver us
from evil.
evil.
Anyway, so she attacks.
To actually lead us not into temptation, but to
Right,
deliver us
yeah.
from evil. You're a
I'm not
pastor, you
Catholic.
should know that.
It doesn't matter.
I thought that wasn't just a Catholic thing.
It's not. It's in the Bible. It doesn't. The Catholics, they
I think
like.
that's in most Bibles.
Well, Catholics believe it as like a prayer you're supposed to pray. More Protestants believe it as like it's a model prayer, so you're supposed to model prayers after it, not necessarily pray it directly. Anyway,
Okay.
Aunt May is in the hospital.
So Aunt May gets blown up.
Rest in peace, my granny. She
My
got hit by a
granny,
bazooka.
She got hit by a bazooka. Yeah. Kaboom, kablow.
I think about her every time I hit the hookah.
Right. Kaboom, kablow.
While she's in the hospital, Peter gets a call on the hospital phone, which is a
Right.
a little
And it goes like this. Can Spider-Man come out to play?
pretty good, not your
And
strongest.
then it wasn't my best, but I'm drunk, so it doesn't
That's fair.
count.
So
it'll get
Spider-Man
better. I'll
does
have
come
one
out
good
to
one
play.
before the end.
He goes and he meets Goblin. Goblin has Mary Jane Watson and a tram full of kids. Not trans kids,
Yeah.
a tram full of kids.
No one was thinking that.
Well, I said
you didn't need to.
I said tram
You said
instead of
tram.
No, I said
Oh,
tram.
I just-
It doesn't,
Okay, I guess I just heard what I wanted to hear.
right? You heard the normal
What?
thing. You heard the real word instead of the fake word that I made up. A tram full of children, as well as, once again, a tram full of children. and Mary Jane Watson. He drops them both at the same time. Peter Parker's got to decide if he's going to stop 9/11 or save the kids. We haven't gotten to the 9/11 of it all, and we've got to.
We haven't. We'll talk about that at the end.
Yeah, once
you got to stick around for the whole discussion to hear about 9/11. Just you wait.
So Peter Parker immediately, without even thinking about it, just saves them both.
Goes straight. Well, he
goes straight for
MJ.
But then he does save them both.
And then afterwards, he saves them both. Yeah, but he clearly goes first for MJ.
100%. No, like competition whatsoever. But yeah, he does. He saves them both. He saves Mary Jane. He saves the tram full of kids. And then that's when they wind up in the warehouse, wherever they are, after Green Goblin sings the Itsy Bitsy Spider, which is so
right.
cool.
This is when we get the ridiculous forward backflip that Goblin does.
True.
I don't know how he did that.
Wire work.
He had the Goblin serum and also wires, whatever. But just like logistically, he jumps forwards, he moves forwards, but his body turns backwards and he does a backflip. How the literal flip do you do that? Like,
get it?
But yeah, then he they fight. The best fight scene in the movie. It's awesome.
For sure.
It's great.
One of the best scenes in the movie.
The perfect climax. Yeah.
And this is where he says...
Great sound design. The bomb explodes in Peter's face in one of the best shots with the reflection, and you get the cool ripped mask.
But you also get, Norman, he says...
Don't tell Harry.
Not just that. He says, my favorite line maybe in the whole movie, where he says, I was going to finish her quick, but now I'm gonna finish her nice and slow.
Right?
MJ and we're gonna have one, and then the trident expands, and he goes, "One hell of a time." It's
one
awesome.
hell of a time.
Well, that in my opinion is one of the best delivery in the whole movie.
Then he, Spider-Man beats the shit out of him, pummels him into the wall,
and then he teleports.
Right. Well, first he goes, wait, takes off the mask, goes, Peter, it's me.
I've always been like a father to you. Now be a son to me.
And then as he's pulling,
that was the Goblin voice. That wasn't the Norman voice. It was, I've always been like a father to you.
I've always been like a father to you. Now be a son to me. And then but it's like he's actually the Goblin while he's doing it.
He's
pretending
faking
to be Norman. And then he launches the glider, or I think first Peter says, I had a father.
His name was Ben Parker.
His name was Shazam. But
his name was
he launches the glider. Then right before the glider hits him, he teleports into the MCU.
Right.
Goes through the entirety of No Way Home. Is fully cured of his goblinness, and then
dies
teleports
instantly.
Back, and he goes, "Oh."
Which I will say, for like next week, I'm gonna hate that when we pause the movie at the same point and are like, "Man, he teleported to the MCU." For this one, it works, and I get it's because it's because he was the main villain of that movie. You know what I mean? So he has more time to kind of flesh him out, He never becomes a good guy in that movie until the very end, right? He's got a lot of crime to atone for. Whereas like Otto, he's basically a good guy for the bulk of No Way Home. You know what I mean? Like the bulk of the movie, he's just helping Peter out.
Right, sure.
And so by the time you get to the point where he's drowning in the river, you're like, oh man.
Like, man, that's my boy,
that's
dude.
My boy. But in this one, you're like, oh, he just killed Mary or Aunt May.
He just killed Aunt May. It's like, yeah, I don't.
He just killed Aunt May and caused Peter Parker to be written out of history. I hate that guy. And then he goes,
I don't care that he's redeemed. He's a piece of shit.
Well, he never got redeemed. He just got cured, Like he still needs to go to prison.
I mean, it's the, it's
Darth Vader syndrome.
kind of.
Darth
but
Vader
it's more
stood
that,
there while that planet exploded, and then just because he apologized to his son at the end, we're supposed to forgive him, you know?
Yeah, well, but this is a much more, and maybe it's the same sort of mental split, but this one is much more clear in that, like, these are two distinct personalities. The
Sure,
Goblin
fair.
and Norman are very distinct. Like I mean, Norman for half of this movie doesn't know that he's the Goblin.
Sure.
So it's like it's clearly like he's got he's got DID, like he's got, multiple personalities.
Yeah, but people with multiple personality disorder still go to jail if they murder people.
I'm not saying redemption in that he should be exonerated of his crimes. I'm saying redemption in the sense that Norman is cured and is redeemed,
right.
and
I
being,
do believe, and I think
not a horrible person.
even No Way Home aside, it's Norman saying, "Oh," you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Which is,
yeah.
I think, is part of the reason it works because
I think that's the point. Yeah.
the heartbreak is still the same. You know,
Right.
No Way Home
It's
just kind of happens.
Yeah, well, I think it does definitely just kind of happen, but it adds a little funny layer, or tragic if you think about it, in non fucking theme park ride
And it's already
ways.
tragic. Like, it's tragic either way, you
It
know?
is, but it's in this movie, it's tragic that it's like, oh, he switched back to Norman, but it's like he still had the Goblin in him at that point. He still had that dog in him,
Right.
Like after No Way Home, like they hit him with that booster shot. Like
Yeah, I
they
mean,
got him with the
they
COVID
neutered
bags.
that
Like
boy.
he was,
You know what I mean?
he
No
was
more dog.
cured, dude. He had no more dog in him. But yeah, so he dies. Harry ups pole on Spider-Man,
He
and then
does.
he
He's about to
disappears, and then
Swiss cheese that boy.
and then the funeral, MJ confesses her love, and Spider-Man
Man,
tells
and
her
it's
to
so
go fuck
annoying. But I
herself.
think we need to get to the MJ stuff maybe in 3, but maybe next week. I don't know. The MJ stuff,
Right.
we have a lot to say, so stay tuned.
There's a lot to say there. Yeah, I liked her breasts in this one.
Fair. Every
They were
man
nice.
under 30's sexual awakening. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I mean, this movie's what?
24 years old?
Maybe, yeah. 24?
It
Yeah,
is.
24
Yeah,
years old.
Exactly.
So if you were 6 when this movie came out or younger, this movie was your sexual awakening. To be honest, it may
Yeah,
be under
for sure.
35.
Possibly. Maybe not every, but most under 35.
Right.
Definitely everyone under 30, yeah.
Definitely everyone under 30 who saw it. You know, under 35 who saw this movie
Well, yeah.
at when it came out.
Right. I don't know. I think there could have been some 9-year-olds that already had their sexual awakening.
Or,
but I digress.
homosexuals.
Sure. No, their sexual awakening was
Franco.
Tobey in
Unfortunately.
the Mirror, or James Franco. Yeah.
Unfortunately, they went to the wrong college, man. So the movie's
all right.
over.
Well, that's it. That's
What
the
did
end
we
of the
say we
movie.
needed to talk about at the end?
I don't know. It's Mary Jane's breasts, maybe.
No, it wasn't that. It was something.
You sure? I think it was that.
The 9/11 of it all.
Ah, yes. Okay.
So the marketing of this movie.
This movie was filmed pre 9/11.
Right.
It was fully, if not mostly, made. I don't know how trailers and marketing works.
I don't think it was completely done. I think it was.
But mostly, it was made enough that they were marketing it with trailers.
It was
posters
teaser
and stuff.
trailers, so it was earlier on in production. But
at least fully filmed.
I don't think so. I don't think it was
fully.
fully filmed. I think because it's a teaser,
that's
right?
just a
Teaser
modern
is
thing,
just
but I feel
like,
like
but no, modern
Well,
day
but they
teaser
had
is like we're
posters and
done.
stuff. Sure.
Back in the day,
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, it's
But
like
either way, it was
Right.
done enough that they were teasing it, and one of those teasers, a couple of them, in fact, had
good old Twin
had the
Towers.
Twin Towers. Good old Twin Towers. Never forget, dude. I
World
was
Trade
there.
Center.
Blood and bones. You know.
They were trading at the
Um,
world, which in defense of Sam Raimi, was the New York landmark at the
In
time.
defense of 9/11, yeah. What? What?
It was the New York landmark, and so there was a lot of Twin Towers. There's a poster. If you want to buy a copy of it on eBay, it's crazy expensive, and I would love to own it one day.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you
it's,
could probably just bootleg your own. Honestly,
I mean, yeah, I could, but
that's
I would
what you
love to
should
have.
do if you want that.
I would
but-
love to have an original copy of the 9/11 Spider-Man
Oh,
poster.
sure, yeah.
But it does.
Yeah.
It's got the Twin Towers and the lenses of his suit. There's a teaser
Yeah.
trailer where he spins a web in between the Twin Towers and catches a helicopter.
Right.
There was lots of 9/11.
Are the Twin Towers in the Chad Kroeger hero music video? for
Maybe,
this
I don't
movie?
know. What I do know is that the end scene of the montage where it's just like his face and then he looks and it's like that half shot.
Yeah.
That was the scene with the Twin Towers.
with the
That was
Twin
supposed
Towers
to
in them,
be in the
yeah.
montage, but they cut
Mhm.
the Twin Towers out.
Makes sense, yeah.
And then of course they added some stuff to the movie, like the very patriotic New Yorkers at the end. You mess with one of us.
You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
But that really does. This movie is so post 9/11 New York,
Yeah.
and
It's
it's
great.
It's
It's
better for
awesome.
it. Don't get me wrong, but we couldn't go this podcast without
9/11
speaking of
9/11 is the best thing that happened to this movie.
in this country.
What? Ooh. You know what I think is really funny? This is someone's stand-up bit that I'm stealing, but the whole after 9/11, it was really weird how Never Forget, thumbnail reference, Never Forget became the sort of slogan for 9/11. It's like it's like that was, I mean, that happened like right after, like they started slinging that out as soon as it happened. It's like, oh, never forget. And it's like this is supposed to be some, I mean, obviously it's a message to America, but it's also like it's meant to be like a message to Al Qaeda. Like they did this, and it's like yeah, if I'm these goons in the cave after doing this, and I'm seeing them say never forget, I'm like, good. That was the point, you know? It's like what would have been real hard is if we were just like, yeah, fuck it, whatever, dude. We got, you know how many skyscrapers we got in New York? That's fucking nothing to us, dude. Like, what, you think you did something to us? We got hella more skyscrapers. Send more, you know?
And that's fair.
That would have been tough.
That's real.
But I digress, you know, never forget.
That's it for this week. We're gonna watch Spider-Man 2 next week.
Thanks
Thank you
for
guys
watching.
being here this week for Semi Pro.
Shout out all the James Franco survivors, you know.
And 9/11
This one's for you. Well,
equal.
well. Yeah.